Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another video on the Halifax Highlanders rebuild that we're doing. Last episode, we left off with signing Ivan Stenberg, which is nice. We got him at 9.5 for 3 years, which was much better than the original 13 that he had wanted. We're just going to take a peek at free agency. Again, we can't sign anybody over 80 overall because our team is just not competitive yet. We're still under the assumption our team just not worth playing for is pretty much what we're looking at. A lot of people here in free agency, but we can't really do anything with any of them. We could put some offer sheets out, but I don't think we have the required picks. Although I'm quite liking our picks that we're getting. Some 83s, goalies, Devin Levi, a lot of money. Thatcher Demko, a lot of money. And Carter George is actually 85 medium elite potential. I haven't really done much with trades yet. Trading is something we're allowed to do. We're allowed to trade, but I just really haven't gotten into that. So maybe I kind of wonder. Maybe we can look at that. He's on the Kings, so let's have a look and see what we can get going, and just kind of show like what do we have in the cupboard. We have a ton of cap space, is really where we're at. Stenberg now just starting his $9.5 million contract. We have some defensive prospects here who will finish up their contracts at the same time, so that'd be 3 people that are going to be on their contracts at the same time, but we do buy some of Stenberg's RFA. We have 3 goalies who are medium elites, although we don't have much progression yet. They're both still very young, 20 and under. But let's go to the Kings and see maybe what they're looking for Carter George here, who is not showing a ton of trade value there. It's a decent contract, but I think if we get a goalie for a decent price, we're not getting Byfield. That's just, he would have to top 6 forward line. He's big. It's just too much for us if we're going for that right now. We don't want to give up anything too crazy. 23 is kind of a pretty sweet spot there to be able to kind of fast track some of our goaltending here. I don't even want to give any of these 3 up because I do feel that we have 2 here that can 100% be the same level as Carter George. Is any of them up? They're all in the A, so let's give them maybe just like a fringe starter here. We'll give them 2 because then we'll be able to pull another one up. And what else do we have? Do we have anything else as any value? Milano, they do approve that trade. Let's see maybe if we can. Oh, it could be. Let's see what we can give them. See if we can chuck in a 3rd with that. Potential is pretty close. It's pretty close. They're not crazy off on that. If I throw in a 6th round pick, do they? No, they want more than a 6, which is fair. Well, let's do a 5th this year. No, not particularly well. What about a 4th? We're just gonna keep messing with it. We are close. We're getting things moved around. What if I throw in a 3rd for a couple years? There we go. Carter George is ours. So let's go have a little chit chat with him and see if we can do anything there. We do have a guy coming up next year. He does want to re-sign. I don't know what we're looking at there yet, but that'll be for later. We're interested in Carter George, who we're going to start a negotiation with. We're not going to charm him. I don't like the 50-50s. It's got to be pretty convincing. Neutral. Let's talk about the organization. He's young. We have a decent market here, but he's not very interested in our market. Let's go about our status. He's not interested in our status either. He's looking for a 4-year contract, which I'm okay with a 4-year. I'm okay with giving him what he wants there, but he's going to have to help us on the cap there, which he is open to moving. Will he go $1 million less? That's pretty far. It's So I reconsider the terms. You know, I'm okay with adding a little more money or negotiate 5-3. You know, that's okay. I'll take that for starting goalie, 5.3 mil for 4 years. That gives our other 4 years to develop and see who our starter will be. Let's send him that offer. Give a few days to get back to it. I'm okay with that. That's a decent trade there. So we're just going to actually simulate up a few days and see. We have a bunch of scouts and stuff that are probably going to re-sign, which is all okay. And there's Carter George. He decided to accept the offer. So there's our starting goalie for 4 years. We now have a goalie. We have a couple defensemen that are coming in. Not going to trade a fourth and a player for... Yeah, that's just not very interesting. I mean, the player is not massive, but, you know, let's see. This is a different team, but it's the same offer, basically. It's a fourth and a fifth. You know, if they throw in my seventh, maybe to see if they add 2 sevenths. Will they add my seventh? No. Okay, so that's the best they would do. What if it's my fifth for this year? No. Okay, we're just going to skip that. It's alright. I'm not in any need to make any more trades. This is more like it. A second and a third, they get 2 fourths. I'll see if they'll add anything. Because I'll take something else with me. Let's get a 6th and a 7th. 2 low round picks to go in. No. Get rid of the 7th. No, maybe they'll just do the 7th. Maybe I'll just try to go for like a 7th round in a lot of years. No, okay, so that's the best they're doing. We're going to take that. A second and a third round for 2 fourths and a player who had no chemistry with our team. We're going to simulate up here a little bit, see what we have for free agents. We do have to get to the cap floor, which is like 92 million. There's an 80 overall, which we are allowed to sign an 80 overall. We're just not allowed to sign above an 80 overall. So this guy is going to get a decent payday here. I don't mind paying a little more for his contract because we're trying to get to cap floor. I see. Sorry, he's an RFA. My bad. So then we can just do our normal thing then. And 2-way, 1-way, and big old contract. 23 mil. Sure, why not? And then we got another one. We don't have anybody on the right side who's taken up any. This has taken away any spots, so this works out very nicely there. I might actually sign another. Actually, I'll do a defenseman too. So we're not taking up our defensive spots and taking up all our forward spots as well. I don't want to do that. And so that leaves us at a projected cap hit of 104 million, which I do believe gets us where we need to be. Let's see, 12 million in cap. We're just going to go bump that down a few million and we'll be at our cap floor. Well, we're actually above it probably right now, but we don't need extra cap. We're fine. All of our cap is just going to go to re-signing guys. So I will get back to you. I'm going to get up to the start of the season, and we'll see what we're working with come lines. All right, here we are at the start of the regular season. I'm going to show our lines, and we'll see who developed during the off season. So here we go. We're looking at it now. Stenberg up to an 87. Mowers up to a 91. Loving that. What's his face-off stat, actually? 82. I'd like to see that higher. Maddox here, who is our franchise. His face-offs are low, so we're going to see 89 overall, though. And Fred Costanow here, he's up to an 84. I'd like to see him develop. I may end up moving Schultz down to second line center here. Maybe what I end up doing here for a bit, because I want this development here to happen for Costanow. I don't want him to be left behind, just stuck on the second line. Also, I don't want my franchise potential, though, on the second line as well. So we're just going to leave it how it is, because I'm indecisive. First line, here we go. Tyler Tucker, we got offered from Boston for 2/5, and he meets our first line defensive pairing here. So he's on a 2-year, $2.6 million deal, which is fine. He actually doesn't meet our thing there, and he would work better on our third or second line, which I'm going to do. Samby, here's one of our draftees, number 2 overall defensive defenseman, who fits perfectly on our first line. So we are going to leave him there 100%. And actually, if we move that second line up, we can get a +4 pairing, which works very well. So other than that, we're just kind of getting some guys in there. Let's see what's going on in the AHL. Not really much. Cade Lindros here. Here's our other defensive defenseman who's getting some minutes. I'm going to bump him up to the first line. I want him getting all the minutes, and we don't really have anything crazy going on down there. And then our big addition here in net has been Carter George, who should be starting. And then we actually have our other medium elite goalie here, Gavin Setaguchi, 73 overall, so he's slowly developing, and I didn't check the AHL. Here we go, actually. That's a starter and a fringe starter. The other ones must be in the AHL, but Carter George is our big story for the season. Let's see if that's enough to make a jump. So I will simulate up to the trade deadline here, and we'll see if we're going to make any other moves or anything happen. And yeah, we'll get back to it there. All right, we've made it to the trade deadline here. We're just starting off, so we're just going to see kind of how everybody's doing. Schultz and Mowers both up to 91 overall. We like to see that. Smallby up to an 84, currently injured, but he is playing our first line. Steinberg sitting around that 87 overall, not really going up, not really going down. Cosanow, same thing, he's not going up or down. And Belches is an 82, so he's gotten a little bit. Bork is an 82. Lindros, who's down in the AHL, playing on our top line, he's up to a 73. Not really much more going on other than that. We did pick up Quillen here from waivers, and let's just check on the goalies. Carter George still an 85. Would like to see him develop a little more. He is only 23, but we'll see maybe at the end of the season. Setaguchi's only still 73, same thing. We're looking at end of season, seeing how those guys are doing. There's not really a lot for me to go for. I mean, Brent Clark here is the big fish, 91 overall. I wish I knew what kind of contract he was looking at, and I wonder, does he fit our lines? No, he doesn't. So that is a big price to pay for him. But we're not going to make any moves, I don't think, right now. Actually, maybe we will. We're gonna try to get rid of a little bit of depth here. Let's get rid of this guy here, 80 overall, 26 years old. I forget where we got him from. I forget how we got him, but he is going to fetch us a couple decent draft picks, it's looking like. We're just going to take a second and a third here. That's going to work out great. We need to get some more picks back in the stock, and Tucker here, who we got from Boston at the start of the season, looks like he's going to fetch us a third and a fourth, which I think we paid 2 fourths and a player with like little to no value for that. And Samson, same deal. We're just going to trade for some picks, clear out the shells, keep the top guys in there, and try to see if we can tank a little bit here to get another high draft pick or two. Quillen we just got. And looks like we can get a 5th here. We'll just take whatever we can get. Goalie, I don't think there's anything we can trade away in goalie land. Yeah, no, it's looking pretty bare there. Cool. We'll leave that there. So some small trades for some small mid-round picks. So that works out nicely. We are currently 25, 37, and 4, which leaves us with, 54 points? Yeah, 54 points. We're bottom in the Metropolitan, but we are not bottom of the league. St. Louis, 42 points. The Ducks 50. We're tied to the Kraken, so we're starting to make a little bit of movement in the standings. Not placing dead last at the moment, but we'll see how the rest of the season goes. So I'm just going to simulate up to the end here, and then I will get back to you. We finished off here, regular season. Actually, here's something we never really checked so far. Is our point leader, Schultz, 15 goals, 45 assists, 60 points. Stenberg, 14 goals, 35 assists. And Mowers, 27 goals. Mowers is our goal scorer so far. Does he lead the team? Yes, he does. Wow, we're getting some good value out of this guy here. Was this our big 23 million? Yeah, it was. This was a random guy that we signed for 23 million to have him on the roster as a 79 overall, and he's scoring 25 goals. We'll take that. Goalie's identical, 903 save percentage. Very similar goals against average, and some apparently 89. Yeah, we got 89 games played there for goalies. And yeah, so 21-32 for Carter George, 7-13 for Setaguchi, and I think we're still looking at the same overalls. Yes, we are. So that's really where we are. Where did we finish there? Oops, sorry, 28, 48, and 6. Washington Capitals were the season's leaders, and at the bottom in the Metropolitan is us. And let's see, how about the league? We finished second last. So we finished second last season. We finished second last this season, but I'd say we're a little closer now. Who was the league leader? Montreal, Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas, Florida, Washington. So some pretty big teams there. And so yeah, we're going to simulate up to the draft, and we'll see what we do. Looks like Connor McDavid did end up signing with the Pittsburgh Penguins, so that's something. But yeah, we're going to simulate up, and I will check back in there. At the end of the playoffs here, the New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup, and the Toronto Marlies won the Calder Cup, and which brings us pretty well up to the draft. $818 million is the salary cap, minimum 93, so we're not seeing much movement there, actually, in the salary cap now that we're up. And we win the draft lottery. We finally won the draft lottery. From second to first, Vegas 6th to second, St. Louis rough, 1st to 3rd. It's a rough fall there. Let's get up to the draft. Let's see who we get at first. We're just gonna go for what we got. I don't think we're trading our pick to trade down or anything. We're just gonna take probably the best player available. Hopefully that is a defenseman. Let's see. View the draft class. A defenseman. Haha. There we go. Although there is a right winger here. Playmaker. 45 goals, 53 assists for a defenseman. Oh, or no, that's a right wing. Sorry. 12 goals, 35. So okay, that's looking more like a defenseman there. But wow, 45 goals, 53 assists. That's quite a bit. And then I don't know what's going on here, how this guy is rated that highly. Same thing here. No, we got some stats there. So, and we have apparently a left winger sniper who is a gem, apparently, according to our guys. So we actually 42 goals, 65 assists. That's 107 points. That's pretty good, but we're gonna. Wow, that is over the mark there. But I think we're going with the defenseman. So we need a defenseman, and that will pair nicely with our 2 defensive defensemen. 80 overall elite, 81 overall right winger. So maybe that was probably the pick there. But we're actually going to try and go for this Dominic Wesley, 5th overall. So we're looking at Seattle here. And let's see what we can do. We got some players developing. We're getting those mid-80s. We got 291 overalls now, so that is really nice to see. Nice to see players developing. And we're just going to try to take a couple players and trade goalies here. Setaguchi is up to a 76 overall now, so that's something. It's nice to see that development. These guys haven't moved a bit, so that's kind of rough. But we do have some seconds here. I don't think a second is going to get that done anywheres there. We got to keep that first round pick, because after that that's the year we're looking to improve. So we're just going to hope here that doesn't do the trick. I think in order to get this deal, we're going to have to give up somebody. I think we're going to have to give up one of these goalies, and I'm looking at Koivu, I think. Yeah, I think I'm looking at Koivu. Koivu in a couple seconds might do this. No, it doesn't. Koivu in a lot of seconds might do it. We'll do Koivu, and, we'll do that second and a third. It still doesn't get it done. Dang. Big money being paid for this player. Still not getting it done. We're leaving it there. We got our guy. Fortunately, we can't get the guy that our guy says is... Ooh. Wait, no. Sorry, I thought we were ahead. If they don't pick him at 5th, though, they did not pick him at 5th. They went with the defenseman. That leaves Wesley on there, actually, at 6th, which we'll go in and try to trade. For the 6th overall pick, we want to have an attempt at this here. So, Koivu again is going to try to go. It says Nashville would have too many goalies. I'm sure, they don't really have much in their pipeline. They got one. But I'll just take your least of there. And then second. 3 seconds. 6th overall. Still doesn't get it done. Let's try the 4th. Does it do it? No. Okay. Wow. We'll try 2035 first. Still no. We're trying. We want this player. They're almost considering it here. Let's go ahead and try a 3rd round pick to add in there. No. Still no. Still just no. Still not happening. We're going to try our 17th overall here. That gets it done. Koivu's on the move. We're taking Dominic Wesley, who is an 81 overall, medium elite. Left wing sniper, which we need a sniper. We need somebody who's going to be shooting the puck. So it's going to be good. Hopefully we can put them up higher on the lineup there. And we're just going to check and see kind of what's coming towards the end of this round. Not really a ton here. So we'll just simulate up the first round. Let's go check out what happened after we did our deal. Some top 6 guys. Medium elite there at 11th. We'll just keep looking here, trying to see some top 9s, some top 6s. Not really much going on there. And so we're just going to view the draft class again. Have a look. We do need a right winger, which maybe we'll look and see who's decently projected on right wing here. We got that's 73rd, so maybe we'll. What pick do we got? 65. Let's go up to that. See what's around. There's a goalie here. We could go with a goalie. We did just trade a goalie. Or we could try to go for a right winger. A lot of penalty minutes, so I'm not liking all the penalty minutes. So, let's try with a goalie. Bang! Medium elite. That works out nicely. We trade away medium elite to get a higher potential forward there. And then we just drafted our goalie. Drafted a goalie back into the system, so that works. We'll try a 3rd and a 6th here. That gets us a higher pick. Then we can go try to get our right winger here. Somebody who can hopefully be top 9. That's exactly where I'm hoping. Middle 6 kind of guy. We need. I'm gonna have a look at some stats here. Not really much. We're not looking at a ton here. We have another goalie, but he doesn't project to be much. A center. How big is that guy? 6'2", 10 goals, 30 assists, 40 penalty minutes. But again, I don't like all the penalty minutes. Is kind of the thing. It's the name of the game, but let's try it out. Let's see. Let's go for the right defenseman. Low elite. Okay. Maybe we did the right call there. Let's see here. We'll simulate a couple picks ahead. And it's looking like everybody was just top 6, so we'll take that. Pick 148 is our next, so we're just going to keep picking. Again, we are looking at, kind of that right side. I do like the looks of a top 4. If I could get that, that works for a mid-round defenseman. And we'll see here. We got goalies, but I do like taking the chance on some goalies, seeing who's going to develop. Simmons here. If it'll let me go. Yeah. It's not really my kind of thing. Let's try the goalie. I like the goalies. Medium elite. See? I like the goalies. And that's our last pick, so there we go. We've picked up a lot. We got, what was that? 3, 6. We got 7 players who were mostly all either top 4, top 6, or elite potential. So we're going to leave it off here for this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and we're just continuing on. We got to become competitive in the next couple turns next season, because we have traded away the following 2 first-round draft picks. So after this season coming up, we need to be out of that bottom, or we're trading away a very high potential player, and we want to be competitive come then. So anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode.